So, generally speaking, setup was looking quite good. There's a good sort of start position there. Now, the clubs, as we said, do fit you a little bit more, so you look more relaxed over the ball. The issue now in this takeaway on this left-hand one, this isn't too bad from here, but now your right elbow starts almost like pulling and pistoning up sort of to the sky there. Your elbows at this point are quite flared already, yeah? So if we continue into the backswing now, this elbow starts rising and lifting. When you get to kind of halfway back here towards a full backswing, your right elbow now is quite high and away from the body. Now, it doesn't mean stick it into your torso and stuck it in there so you can't move it, okay? It needs to be pointing down but away from the body a bit more. So as we go back on this right-hand one, you can see as you get to the same sort of position here now, the right elbow now is a bit more kind of into your torso. Now from here, your arms are going to lift as you kept her. Now, this swing felt massively long. That would be okay. You go a bit further, but I don't mind that to start with, because having a bigger turn means your elbow has to do less now. When you stop turning, this elbow now is just kind of like just stick up there. And you can see how much further your hands are away from your head. Basically, if looking down the line where you are there now, if I do it here, if my hands are quite close to my head, if I just do this, the hands now seem further from my head because you've turned more. So the more you turn your torso, the less you have to move your elbow. Now, there is a point where you can go too far and you're kind of getting in that area right now, but I'd rather see you go that end to start with, get that elbow working better. So when you start coming across the golf ball just then goes straight left, okay? If we look here at the downswing now, as you come in the golf ball at this position, that club face now is a bit open, but the club is almost vertical, okay? Compared to this movement here now on the right, when you come back to the golf ball here, if I go there, that club face now is there. So it's starting to flatten. Then the next frame as we go through, I go back to there, as we get it through here now, it's sort of coming through more your right shoulder area. It's not quite as steep, whereas this one now is coming through your neck area. I mean, the club kind of blurs. It's somewhere up here somewhere, yeah? And then is out here, and then is out there across the ball. So your club is way outside, sort of join the dots up there, coming in that way. Whereas this one now is starting to swing on that red line, coming down a bit more. Then he gets to there, it's about to the line there, which is that sort of over the top, which is, yeah, that's not going to change yet. We will change that when you hit the golf ball now, and it goes left and stays left, okay? In terms of the follow-through position, the movement there, good movement, nice twist of the body there as you go through the golf ball there, really, really sort of good movement, okay? It's just the direction your swing is at the moment is to the left, which it kind of has to be because your club face impact there, Kieran's aiming over to the right there. So if you're not over the top, the ball will just disappear off to the right. So we'll fix the club face first, get the club face stronger, better position, okay? Once you consistently hit shots that go over this direction and to the left of target with a reasonable strike and less side spin, then we will then say, right, we've now got the club better. We will then look at how we change the path. Because the way you'll probably try and change the path yourself is by sort of holding the club face and blocking off to the right. And unfortunately, it's not really the kind of way it goes. So we don't want to go into too much detail on how to do that because you'll start thinking about it. I want you to think about that backswing on the elbow first, yeah? Get that your priority. Focus primarily on that, yeah? So when you're down the range next, or making swings in your back garden or wherever it may be, if your missus doesn't mind, film a swing, send it across and say, how's it look? I can go, yeah, great, keep doing that, or actually you've gone a bit the other way, or actually your elbow's gone a bit this way again, whatever it may be. Keep that communication link up so we can just see kind of where your practice is going to ensure when you do spend a good bit of time, yeah, we are making good movements. We're not wasting that time by ingraining what potentially could be bad. And if you sort of do this movement here now, you can sort of see how your elbow starts splaying this. If we sort of repeat it over and over again, the elbows get quite wide there, whereas this one here now, as you go back, the elbows are a little bit more down to the ground at this. But that's a good sort of reference point there. So the elbows are a lot more down there to the ground, whereas here now, the sort of same position with your hands. The hands are in front of your chest too much, having turned behind the body, and that elbow's starting to pop out. So, I mean, your elbow's kind of almost there, and it's sort of up here quite high, which is, again, go back to that natural position of throwing a ball. Yeah? Without your elbow there, which just wouldn't make logical sense to throw your elbow up to the sky when you do that, okay? So if you turn better, the elbow can stay down more. That's kind of where we want the backswing to be. And then as we come back down, what we'll look at, this is going to be something more into the path, your club, your hands and your arms now should stay left of that red line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay? That's going to be more when the club faces are working better. And we'll look at how you do that rather than sort of trying to manipulate your arm and all this kind of jazz, okay? Because the ball will go over there somewhere. All right? So get practicing with that elbow and that backswing. Turn better, elbow down. When you turn better and the elbow stays down, the club face will be stronger and straighter. So when your path then goes out to in this way, the ball will just end up over there. When that becomes the case, then we'll get the next one booked in there, and then we'll say, okay, right now we'll start changing the path to get that ball flowing straighter. You can still play with that ball going 20 yards left. It's playable.
Yeah.
It's 20 yards right, 20 yards left. Rather than going 20 yards right, 40 yards right, and then back to square. You quit golf playing that one. You just go, well, you might not quit golf, but you get probably peed off.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Does that make sense then, yeah?
100%.
Good stuff, buddy. Well done, mate.